Hi everyone, my name is Marsha Gomes Mckie, and I spoke at the Authors' Rights in the Age of AI conference today. I had a few technical difficulties. I didn't do the PowerPoint presentation, but I'm doing it for you now and sending it. So I'm gonna put my voice to some of these notes. So I am an independent publisher, a Jumbie publishing house, which is in Trinidad. The founder of Caribbean Books Foundation. I'm the regional advisor for Caribbean South for SCBWI. So today I want to talk to you about AI and the creative. So it's going to be a short. Hopefully I'm going to see if I can do 10 minutes. So the first thing we're going to do with AI is we're going to talk about rules of engagement, which is how I approach AI. Anything, any and everything that needs rules, that is my philosophy. Um, and it generally doesn't always need rules that are there. It needs the rules that make me feel comfortable to use it. So um, that's my general philosophy. If there's a train, now it's an AI train, um, I will board it when I'm ready to board it. And when I board it and I am comfortable with it, I'm not going to come off until when somebody tells me to come off. So you and AI and the creative should not be too generic. It should be a personal rule. And I think as a creative, you get to choose which parts, if any, you want to use for AI. So always remember that when it comes to AI, that it is really your decision. My rule, which is rule one, is to be fair. In my use of AI, I will not infringe on the work of another creative. When I say creative, I am a writer, I am an illustrator, I'm a photographer at times, and I'm also an artist, a visual artist. So AI has hit me on every single mount you could think about. AI has hit me, and yet I am using AI and I'm thriving. I think in this year I have had more products, creative products, that are owned by me, not owned by anybody else, on the market this year than any other year. And I'm seeing that this could continue with AI. So in the rule number one, to be fair, you must always ask AI for its sources. It's a computer and it will give you its sources. And then you make the decision when you see the sources not to use other people's work. It's as simple as that. Um, a lot of people use AI and they don't ask where they get the information from. They just see the information and they copy and paste. So as a creative, you must be fair because you wouldn't want somebody to use your work. So you mustn't make it a habit of using other people's work. And AI is in such a position that AI gives you the sources. It tells you exactly where it gets it from. There's no hiding with AI. And it's simple economics. When I was in school and in supply and demand, if there's no demand for copy and work in AI, then AI will work in another direction. AI will grow in another direction. So a lot of the problems I think we have with AI is the human use of AI. Creatives are using AI to create quickly, and they're not thinking about the consequences of populating AI with a lot of creative work, and it affects the entire industry. So in your use of AI, you must always be fair. So and not use work of another creative. So moving on to rule two, you have to be careful. It is what it is. AI was created to mimic human creativity, and when you go into using AI, you have to understand that your skills are being used to teach AI to be you. So my second rule is that in my use of AI, my skills as a writer, an illustrator, artist must not diminish. So therefore, I choose to write even when I have AI that says, do you want me to write this for you? Do you want me to do this outline? Do you want me to outline the first chapter? I choose to not even answer. I choose to take the computer and wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and write because that's what I usually do. So you don't have to use AI for everything. AI is there, but you have to choose. It's like when they had stairs and the escalator, people were like, no, I'll take the stairs. I don't need an elevator or an escalator. Um, and that is what human beings is about, choice. When Kindle came out and people were still buying print books, and some people say, well, print books will go out. There will be no use of print books anymore. And look at us now, print book and Kindle side by side selling. So the human beings choose. So you could choose to use AI or you choose not to use AI. And I don't think if you choose not to use AI, that's okay. But if you choose to use AI, that is also okay. There's no shame in here. Um, so for me, my writing, my art is my skill, and I don't want to give it up. I want to nurture that skill in spite of AI, so therefore I write. And AI will learn how and what you feed it. So my goal is I am not feeding AI my original work so that it would write like me. I will I use AI for different things, but I don't use AI for my fiction. So I write romance, I write children's books, I write middle grade novels, but I generally write for myself because I like to write for myself. So I keep writing for myself. So you have to make the decision to say no to some things to AI in AI. That's up to you. That's it's nobody else's decision but yours. And my third rule is to be innovative. AI is an app, a very wonderful, innovative app that you can use for your business. In the Caribbean, we are not really a traditional publishing region. So we have a lot of independent publishers. Like I'm an independent publisher, and I'm also a sub-publisher because I write and I maximize the use of AI for my benefit, for my personal and business benefit. So AI is a tool and it's my responsibility to know how to use it. So as I said before, I don't use AI for fiction, but I am very open to using AI for nonfiction. And I'm also very open for using AI for administrative and marketing and communication, those sorts of things. Because as an independent author, I am the illustrator, I am the designer, I am the marketer, I don't print, but I am the promoter, I am everything. So if AI could take some of those things off of my plate while I write, then it's wonderful. So I'm gonna just go into a few money making ideas. The ways that I make money off of AI for the last year. Um, as an independent publisher and self-publisher, I don't just do personal books that I write. I also do other writing projects so that I will have more books in the bookstores and books on the market. And those other writing projects are coloring and activity books, usually geared towards Trinidad and Tobago or something in the Caribbean. I use a lot of AI pictures and I also use my own photos. So I'm not copying any photo off of the internet. Like if I have a book on carnival, I'm not taking anybody's photo over the internet and asking AI to make a coloring page out of it. I go to as a spectator in Carnival and I take my pictures and I have hundreds of pictures of Carnival, especially kiddies Carnival because I like the children's Carnival. And then I come home and I could come home now and I could ask AI to make this into a coloring page and I just need 20 pages and I have a book. Um, so you could use your own pictures, upload it, ask AI to change it to a coloring page for you, and and that goes well. Also, I focus on generic themes, data that no one owns. So I don't want a topic that somebody is developing. I want to use a topic that's very generic. So it's like space. Mars is where Mars is all the time. So I can write a book on space. I can write a book on the ocean, dolphins, turtles, the forest floor, the Bible. I've just finished a series, a religious series, um, and other religious text and science. So things like that, I don't have to upload it into AI because it's not my original work. I just have to, for example, when I did the book on the Bible, I asked AI to give me 20 stories that from the Bible are suitable for children um, under the age of 10, and give me summaries of these stories and tell me exactly where in the Bible these stories are. So now I have a very good outline. I go to the Bible, I double check it because you double check everything on AI, every single thing you double check. I double check it, I rewrite the summaries into my own voice. I put it back up and I say, okay, so this is the stories. Now, could you suggest an illustration to go with each story? It suggests an illustration to go with each story. Then I take each illustration suggestion, I tweak it how I want it because I want diverse pictures. I want people that look like me and in my region. So I edit the illustrative suggestion, I put it back up and I said, please create this picture. So now AI has helped me write the book and now AI is creating the pictures for me. Now because I'm an artist and I can do my digital work, I don't have to ask AI over and over and over and over and over to do a picture. By the third time, if I found the picture isn't coming out exactly how I want it, I download it and I take it into Procreate and I edit it. So I am still using, so going back to rule 2, I'm still using my resources. I'm still drawing. So I'm not just dependent on AI. So every book that I do, half of it is AI, and the next half, so you could actually see. Sometimes I do some of the drawing, and then you could see the difference between an AI drawing. Um, so I like to take those generic theme books, generic themes, and make books on them. And the next thing is I like to focus like on local events and places, and especially do coloring. Coloring books is a very easy thing to do. For example, like you go in the zoo, you take pictures of all the zoo animals. You're not taking pictures of off of the internet um, of any type of animal. You want your zoo setting, the Trinidad and Tobago zoo setting, so that when children pull the coloring book, they'll say, oh, okay, I went to the zoo, I know the zoo. So you take pictures of like downtown Port of Spain, you go and you take pictures and then you go and you ask AI to make coloring pages of those buildings. So it's specific to Trinidad and Tobago. So I have been making and creating a lot of local content that is specific to Trinidad and Tobago. And most of the time I'm using my original pictures. And also for AI, time savers is also, time is money saved. So help with letters, proposal, book blurbs, budgets, teachers guides are amazing. So if you have a book, it's a very good marketing strategy to create a teacher's guide, and you could ask AI. Now, I wouldn't say to do not upload an original book that you've written. I usually upload a book that's AI assisted or that's done on AI, and I upload it because it came from AI. It's open generic theme. So therefore I'll upload the book back to AI and say give me 20 multiple choice questions that a teacher for a certain age could use, and put it in a Word document and put the answers separate for me. So now what I have now is a document that can be sent to teachers, or I can put it on my website as a free download as an incentive to buy the book. So little things like that, holiday posts. If I have a holiday, if there's a holiday coming up, I upload one of my book covers to Copilot, and I said, please create a visual, and it helps me from spending an hour creating a visual for myself. I get that in within a minute, and I post, I'm happy African Emancipation Day, happy Independence Day, and it's something I do in Procreate. Um, so that's holiday post, drafting speeches and presentations and summaries of any and everything you can get off of the app. So these are three of my books that I would say was AI assisted, and I would have been the AI editor for these books. So Angels Around the World, I try to touch every religion and look at what the religion considered an angel or a spiritual being or an ancestor. So you have a lot of information inside of here. but it's not owned by anybody in particular. It's owned by the different religions, and it's out there. And I put it together in a book because it's something that I was interested in. Um, this one, Trinidad and Tobago Kiddies Carnival. Inside this book, you have activities. So you'll have like a maze. You could ask AI to create a maze for you um, for a certain age group, and you will ask them to do the blank maze, and then you will ask them to do the maze with the solution. And you can do that with Sudoku. You can do that with a lot of activities. AI will generate the activity for you, the dot to dot or something like that. AI will generate it. So there are a lot of sites online where you can go and you can get like a free download of these items. But AI is in one place. So you could create an activity on Colin Book pretty easily with AI and not infringe on anybody else's copyright at all. So you're using the pictures from AI, but you're also using your original pictures. Um, you can do a lot of yeah. I would suggest use a lot of your original pictures. Um, I have a lot of pictures that I can use. So I think I have about 5 years of coloring books that I could that once I have a downtime, I can just focus on bringing out a coloring book. And then his last book, the Spiritual Baptist Faith, is a faith that was born in the Caribbean. So I just gave information on the faith, and then I took like this exact picture here, and I asked the AI to do a coloring page of this page. So in the backup, so there's information on the Spiritual Baptist page, just pictures, and then in the back of the book, there's coloring pages as well. Um, and books like these, I call them filler books. So I can do these. I usually do try and do one a month or one every 2 months, so that while I'm working on my romance book, while I'm writing my other stories, I have these new books on the market, and I put them in bookstores and I sell them. So it's I'm definitely not looking at infringing on anybody's when it comes to AI on anybody's copyright. If I know it belongs to you or it's something that you don't want on AI, I'm not going to use it. And when in doubt, I still don't use it. But I am all-rounded creative. There's so many things that I just have notebooks of ideas. There's so many things that I would love to do. And that Bible story, there's actually 12 stories in that. There's Hinduism, there's Islam, there's Rastafarianism, there's Orisha, which is an African religion that is very present in the Caribbean. Um, so I have a lot of books that just really is based on the Caribbean that I have written in a notebook somewhere that I want to bring out, and I think AI has given me the opportunity to go through these generic topics and say, okay, next year I'm gonna do some oceans, some turtles, some dolphins, you know. So it really has given me the opportunity to open up, but it has also given me the opportunity to focus more on my writing. So I think I actually have more time to write with AI now. Um, I wake up early every morning, very early every morning, and I write, and then I start the day. Because of AI, now I do have to spend a whole hour on doing an ad. Ad takes me like 10 minutes to do, and then I move on to something else. So that time save is really precious. So that more or less is my stint on the new AI and the creative. So to tell you to refresh the rules, always be fair. Don't infringe on anybody else's creative work. Be careful, even though AI is a wonderful app and I use it all the time. I am very mindful of uploading my original work to AI. If AI wants to get my work, it has to go and trouble itself and steal the work from some site and do all kind of drama. I am not putting my original work on AI to teach AI how to be better than me. So I will work with AI and I will work with what is already on AI. but I can't say that I'm the person who's advanced in AI. I think if it's just up to me, AI will just stay as a personal assistant. AI wouldn't be able to take over the wheel or anything like that because I'm not giving it enough information. And the last one is be innovative. AI is definitely it's an app, and if you stop using the app to infringe on other people's rights and stop using the app to complicate your rights, then the app will just be a personal assistant because AI has to learn. And that is and the people who produce AI is hoping very much so that we give AI as much information as possible so it will learn quickly, as fast as possible. So what the creative must do is to slow down that learning process because you don't want AI to take over the creativity. So you slow down the learning process and you give AI just what it needs to give you what you need, and you stop playing into giving AI so much data. Um, AI is here to stay, but what AI will eventually become is up to us, and we need to really think about what we want AI to become. So, I am Marsha Gomes Mckie. I am from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. I am a creative who works with AI, and I know that you can be ethical, and I also know that you could thrive in the AI environment, and you can still be an author, you can still be an illustrator, you can still have a skill that makes you stand out. Thank you so much. I'm going to send this and upload it so that persons who would have missed my presentation can see it. And if you need me, you can get me at mgomesmckie@gmail.com.